the party fighting off Sebastian in his um, compound home that he had laid a trap for you all. You all did very well in the combat, in all things considered. You were able to dispatch with Sebastian's allies, kill Sebastian, and save Quinth from his controlled mind. However, it was an ambush, and it took a decent toll on a few of you. And as it wound down, and you all prepared to interrogate an individual who now lay at your feet, you were warned that there was another individual, that this Dalton Wendelin that you had met once before was just outside the door. He attempted to monologue to you all, talking about how this was a nice trap, that he wanted to learn a little bit more about all of you in person. And that's when Faradir, seizing the opportunity, attacked him relentlessly, doing an immense amount of damage to him, though him seeming unfazed. Disappointed in this turn of events, he chose to send out a warning. As he looked across the room, his eyes met yours, familiar to him and you. And as your eyes met, he merely told you to die. And as the words rang out across the field and hit you, that is the last thing you remember. As darkness fills your very being and you see nothing, you wait feels like an eternity of nothingness, emptiness. It's a sad and melancholy existence. But quickly, you start to see light appear again. Are you in the roll 20?
Oh, no. Then you need me to roll 20. Okay, hold on. I'll be in there. Just give me 10 seconds.
Okay. So, as you're opening your eyes, the light that fills your view now is that of, again, somewhat darkness, but sprinkled with small stars. Strands of silver seem to flow throughout the space. And as you kind of lift yourself after feeling like a connection, a tether to your body, you see a familiar space lit up by beautiful, like tealish lights that seem to emanate from crystals and glass that seems somewhat broken, yet it's still functioning. This space is a space you remember. This this is where the Tao was. This is where you fought the Archdruid. Where you and your allies took the first real step in your journey. And you are situated currently somewhat in the middle of the two places you've interacted with in this room before. The entrance behind you, and in front of you, the pool of teal water that you remember is the gateway and the anchor point of the Earth Elemental portal. And as you're looking around this room and you do look behind you, the exit is different. Whereas originally it was just a thin, undulating, almost like space, like as if space had just been slight waving tapestry. Now it is bright. A beautiful bluish hued light seems to just spill out over the entire space and lights up the entire entrance to where you cannot see past it. Whereas you used to be able to just see directly to the stars beyond the door. But now it is empty. and you stand in the space. Two familiar objects. What do you do?
What? Uh, I'll go to the pool first.
Okay. You begin to step away from the pool, and as you do so, you can move your token.
Okay.
Um, you begin to feel that the feeling as you begin to move and walk, it hits you that you're now getting the sensation of touch again. And strangely, the light that does hit you from the doorway has a strange feeling to it. It doesn't feel warm, it feels cold. But not in a temperature way, but melancholy, sadness. It's a little faint, but you just have a hint of just despair coming from behind you. But as you get closer and closer to the portal, it fades further and further. And you look down into the waters, and you see the stream of sand whirling past deep within the waters. What are you doing?
Uh, uh, I'll just, as I look into it, I'll think back, what happened? Or the others? Uh, eh, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Internet kind of went out for a split second.
you're fine.
I gotta figure out what's going on. And I start to put my hands in the swirling sands.
Okay. You dip your fingers into the swirling sand. The water, cold, but comforting as well. And you dip your hand as deep as you can go. It begins to pass your wrist, your elbow, until your arms deep in, and you touch the bottom of the sand. Take a solid handful. And as you begin to pull up, the space begins to light up, a golden hue that seems to be coming from you. And then darkness fills your light, the eyes that you can see out of. And you appear once again in a small chamber, secluded from the world. Chains are wrapped into the ceiling, the walls, as an individual, bound, holds a great sword dug deep into the stonework. Golden light seems to um, almost expand out of their hands and is almost brought into the chains as it's fed out. Again, light also seems to come from their head, going down into the chain around their neck that goes up and out to the ceiling as they are a bound individual. The eyes are open. They seem to be golden voids as you see shifting light, as if there's pictures and images happening within the eyes that you cannot fully make out. You just see like shifting shadows and movement within the eyes. And you see Graylin again before you.
Graylin.
You see the eyes fade, and suddenly you see the humanoid man, strong looking, tall, imposing, but in this bound state, and the look in their eyes, it reminds you of that of a human, or a humanoid, just as mortal as you. You see a slight smile crests her face as they pour some more energy into the chains, and you see the golden light begins to fade a little bit more from their hands. Gamesh, I would say it's nice to see you, but the reason you're here isn't a kind one.
What do you mean? Why am I here?
You are filled with my power. And while you may not be a follower of mine, it still grants you my blessing. You're dead. At least your body can no longer house your soul. So you've been shunted away. Normally
I
would have.
can't.
Sorry.
I I died. I was just. And I'll think back, and Dalton's last words were "die."
I see what my followers see. It was a brutal event. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Just. Your soul is safe, at least. You're here, and if you chose to, you could have gone straight for the Tower of Spears. Heldal, my home plane. Place where all my followers go when they die. But I'm glad you didn't. Not yet, at least. I'm sure you've seen death before in your life.
Yeah,
It can be reversed.
I know. Uh, damn. Hope the others are alright then.
They're strong. I'm sure they'll get through it.
Apparently a lot stronger than I am. Shit!
You are immensely powerful. You've protected your world from invaders before. And I'm sure with their help, you'll do it again.
Guess we'll have to see about that. Uh, alright. So I'm dead. Alright.
Yeah, you are. It's not the end for you, though. They're trying. I can still feel them trying.
Alright. How are you holding up?
I've held up very well. Thank you. I've been here a long time. And time won't change how I feel about it.
I've
Not
done
at
a
all.
little bit of, I've done a little history digging. Kinda learned a little bit about your circumstance, but knowledge on you is pretty scarce to say the least.
Yeah, the Dawn Empire really did a number. You see, he kind of grunts in a little bit of pain as you see he wasn't focusing as hard as he normally seems to, and some of the energy seemed to have coalesced upon his fingertips, and he drains it into the chains a little bit further. Sorry about that.
Fine. You told me last time I was here that the key of source to the fixing this is in the vestiges. So do I need to gather them?
To break out of this prison, the vestiges would give me most of my old power back. It wouldn't be proven to help me, but it's probably the only way that I can see.
Right.
But I grow content.
Yeah, that's no way to speak, man. No, this is not a way to live.
It's penance. I still
So
do
what
my. Sorry.
I I can see that obviously you're still doing your job.
Yes.
Uh, but how, from what I understand, everyone thinks you're dead. How did you get here?
It's a very long story. One that is very tied into the Empire of the Dawn. Painful to recollect.
Oh,
If you have a question while we wait, I don't mind to answer. It is comforting to talk to someone. You are the first I've talked to since this.
all right. So, from my understanding, you're one of the champion gods of the Neverine.
Yes. Yes, I was.
Then does the capital city of Heldal hold any significance? Is it somewhere I should be going?
It does actually hold quite some significance. My portfolio is portals, planar travel in the defense of them. And with some leeway, and with my skills, the Nerevarine people and their worship greatly helped me. They were defenders of these planes. I taught them many things to secure great threats, locked them away forever. And with
The
their help,
Dawn Tombs.
yes,
Right.
I taught them how to construct them, to build spaces like that, immune from teleportation, planar travel, escape of any means. And they did good works. And so to further incentivize them, I crafted a portal to my home plane, the Tower of Spears. Heidel, as you would translate it. That capital city is technically mine as well.
Right. Wait. Then are the Neverines still alive? Are they just at the Tower of Spears?
They are not. The remnants of them are. Their language lives on. But my followers, that were a part of them, they did not. They did not meet a good end. They followed me till the end of their days. There's a. You see, he seems to relish on a thought, but then kind of pushes that away for a moment. Anything else?
All right. Well, seeing as the Empire of the Dawn doesn't exist anymore, did this happen before or after their fall? And I point at the chains.
It happened before. I never got to see the city's full, not with my own eyes.
Right.
But
All right. Given how much you watch, but do you know of Dalton, the one that killed me?
I I can only see what my followers see, and it's limited. Even then, I know as much as you.
Right.
I can tell you the spell that was cast against you, though, if you wished to know it.
Please do.
It's not a good one, if I will tell you straight.
Well, this isn't a good situation, so I figured.
The spell was power word kill. I've seen it a few times in my travels. Devastating.
Uh, Pretty straightforward, it seems.
Yes. It's. You have to be somewhat weakened for it to take effect. Very strong individuals can survive it if their vitality is high enough. It's still very dangerous.
Right. All right. Ah,
You,
well.
sorry. You begin to
Oh, go
feel
ahead.
the room shake a little bit. As he seems to notice, you see he pours more energy into the blade, into the chains around his hands, into his neck, and you see the shaking partially calms. Strange. Give me but a moment. You see his eyes flash that golden light again, and you see pictures moving, and they come back. Sorry about that. Trouble with
Fine.
the fire elemental plane.
Trouble.
Yes.
What kind of trouble?
Uh, the Zemajad there is was having some difficulties, but I believe they should prevail.
All right. Hmm. So, are the other Zods gonna part easily with their vestiges?
I I don't know. This is Zem, this village that you got your power from. Those people, they didn't know about their vestige, as it had been lost so long ago, and they didn't even to this day. I don't think they really know that my power came from them. Oh, sorry, that they got their power from me.
The one who bestowed me the power, she at least understands that where it originates. But like I said, for some reason, everyone thinks you're dead, though.
I haven't acted in a godly fashion in a long time.
All right.
No one speaks my name, really. Only in the history books.
Yeah. So I've learned.
It may take some talking to part them of the items, but you're a charismatic individual. I think you can.
Oh, well, we'll see about that. But that aside, I do owe you a lot, so
You, you really don't owe me anything.
no,
You've done what you've done on your own.
that's not true. As much as I would want to believe that, it's not. I would have accomplished half of what I have if it wasn't for the power that I have now. I I was never a Sladen dragon. Never would have killed vampires. I'd just been a runt of an orc.
I don't think
And for
I don't think you would have needed this power that you now possess.
hmm,
And I I didn't give it to you. I wish I could have chosen you. You have everything that I would have looked for in a follower, in a paladin, in a knight of my name and my standing. But it wasn't me. It was Charo, who got her power from her teacher, who got their power from theirs. It was merely a relic of one of my temples.
hmm,
But still,
you're humble. But the one simple truth is, all rivers flow from the ocean. The water has to start somewhere. And you are that source. I'm not saying that you molded me into being what I am. I'm not saying that this was all part of some plan of yours. But I also acknowledge that it does begin with you. And as I said, that means I owe you. I pay back my debts. So as long as I'm able to survive, make it back, I'm going to make sure you get freed.
you see his eyes flash that golden light for a moment. I appreciate it. You are. You are of your word, and I believe that to be so. And it looks like, hopefully, you will continue to follow your word as he looks down towards your hand. Do you look at your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you taking a cue, you kind of look down and feel a warmth in your hand. And you find a singular silver thread is currently in your hand, taut, as it seems to be connected into the wall behind you. They're summoning you back. All you need to do is follow that, and you'll find them again.
Well
I
then. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know how often you can visit like this. Death takes a toll, and I don't want you to die again.
Oh, believe me, I don't want to either. Especially not like that. And not
There's,
to him.
you see recognition in his face of something he shunted and held back just a few minutes ago. There is something. I didn't
What?
realize what you were doing when you first visited me, but you're going after a Medusa, yes? On the island of Stone God.
Yeah.
Good. I may have a favor to ask of you.
Sure.
Stone God was the Empire of the Dawn's prison city. It was founded by a large stone primordial. They named the whole city after it, Sagradas. His elemental cage is what bound the city, kept it together, and secured its vaults. However, when it fell from the sky, all those prisoners were freed. The Empire of the Dawn had many enemies. I was one of those enemies. While I'm assuming most of my captives died, there is a sliver of connection that I've always felt. I believe an individual may be partially alive. I believe you may be able to help with that. You see, he kind of takes his hands off the blade, and you see the light begins to swell within his hands and his face as he seems to be controlling his power. Instead of taking it and sending it through the chains, you see him harnessing it, and you see pained expression go upon his face. And he releases the power, and suddenly, swirling within your hand, a small bag is placed. Immediately, you see him strain and grab a hold of the blade again, and you see the magic begins to emanate out of his hands and back into the chains on his hands and his neck and his legs, and are fed out across the room. That is a gift, and potentially a way to revive something. The individual I seek is angelic in nature. He will be in a furious state, screaming at the world, eyes wide open. I believe he may be frozen, and that may help you revive him. He may know more, he may know less, but I believe he may be the last of my followers.
All right.
I hope you find
Well
him.
then. Don't worry. I will. I look at the thread. Hold tight. Don't be giving up on me while I'm gone.
I've been here a long time. He just gives you a nod.
I give him a nod and I start following the thread back.
Okay. You begin to follow the thread. And as you put into your consciousness the willingness to begin to follow it, you find yourself losing sight, losing space. You feel adrift. The only thing tethering you, this small silver thread within your hand, warm to the touch. And as you're set adrift, you feel the thread in your hand. You also feel a coldness, a melancholy, distant and fading. And you look around the space. You don't see a body of yourself, but you have perception into this black, voidless space, and you do see a light. That same bluish light off in the distance. And it reminds you of moments growing up, attending small ceremonies with your family, where you bury a brother, a sister. It's the feeling of mourning and death. turn away from it and you soar back into your body. Your eyes flash open, and that is when you're going to awake in the next session. Um, and just so you know, you have a bag of diamonds,
Ooh.
crushed diamonds worth 100 gold.
Okay, bag of crushed diamonds worth 100 gold.
Yep, enough for a greater restoration spell, seemingly.
Okay. Crushed diamonds.
Yep.
Alrighty.
See, dying has its perks.
Oh yeah, a little self-discovery.
Yeah.
uh, okay. Learn some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, did my notes save? Please tell me my notes saved. Did I save my notes? Please tell me I saved my notes. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll learn some more stuff.
Yeah, you did.
And actually update one more thing on here. Let me see. Kind of from that passage that I read when I was doing the research, it seemed as though the city of Hydal was what was it? It was crap. I forgot where was it? Wasn't it supposed to be like it was somewhere under one of the fallen cities? Isn't that where it was hinted at being?
No, I don't believe so.
I forgot they had like a hint of where it might be, but that was like speculation of
Yeah.
scholars.
The Nerivaran Empire, you learned, I believe, was central Grimolian Valley. Um,
Right.
so their kingdom made up what is now considered this, you know, um, I can drag you back to the world map. Would have probably been um, the center around here somewhere, and that's that
Okay.
the Empire of the Dawn waged a war against the Nerivaran for their holy sites, um, as they were a society who liked to tear mountains up and turn them into cities themselves.
Right. Right. Uh, I don't know. Um, and that.
So there was a potential for their holy site to be a sky city.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, the Empire of the Dawn wanted it.
Okay. Cool. Cool. That's what it was. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and now you have a little side mission.
Yeah. Free a possible surviving member of the follower of last follower of Graylin.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
And then in the fire plane, the Zemajad there was having some type of problem. They'll handle it though,
Yeah,
but
and you remember seeing the visions that were sent to you of the other
yeah,
Zemijads.
and like that one seemed like he was doing battle with something. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah, so
yeah. He, I believe he has this shield, and
yeah,
he had
and that was
flames
the
wrap
and
around it.
yeah, and that was the tiefling, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
I
it
think he was a
was.
tiefling. Okay, yeah. Okay. Ah,
Yeah, Tiefling had the shield. The boots were held um,
by the
by the
by
air
the
one
air. Yeah.
as they walked across, walked above a storm, and then the other
Yeah.
one was underwater.
Okay. Um. Um. They're all Zemajad. That's what they're all called, Zemajads.
No, they are not all.
Oh,
It's all the power of these Jad. They are considered Jads, but
Okay,
The
okay,
the
the Jods.
the
Okay,
prefix comes from whatever location they are from.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
it's kind of like instead of saying like an arrow shard from like Critical Role, it's kind of like you're technically Earth, a shard
Yeah,
version of
yeah. I'll be like,
that.
yeah. It's basically like saying the Earth Jod, but it's a Majod. But
Yeah,
yeah, I got you. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um,
and I
and what was that?
forgot.
And what was that name that he used? When it came to I think it was, what was the name he used? I brought up the Dawn. Crap. I brought up the Dawn tombs. And what name did he use for it was an entity, I think it was. What was crap.
An
I didn't write it
entity.
down. It was the name of someone, something of someone.
I did record this, so you can look back.
Yeah, I had to go back on it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know if I said an entity.
no, it was a name of someone. I don't remember who it was though. Uh,
When he was talking about the
crap.
Sky City that fell.
Was it right for that? Was it for that one? I didn't get a chance.
Yeah,
I was
I
trying
do.
to.
I do remember saying the name of the stone primordial Solgradas.
There it was.
Yeah,
There it
that's
was. Okay.
what Stone Guard was named after. Solgradas.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Never mind. Then I don't really need to write that one down, really. It's
Yeah,
extra information.
they seem
Uh,
to. There seems to be some history about that character
okay.
that he seems to know who they were or something.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, and know what? I think we learned this earlier. Well, the Neverine, also known as the Sun Mountain Kingdom.
Yes.
Okay, so I already had some notes on them. Okay, cool. I can update it really then.
Mm,
They're the originators of the Elgrimolian and the original people before the current kingdom. Okay.
yes. Their patron deities were that of Lathander and Raylan.
Lathander and Graylin. And Lathander, I'm guessing, passed on to the current Grimolian kingdom.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay.
That was one that was almost saved and protected. I mean, he is a patron god of most peoples. God of the sun. You kind of have to.
Yeah, gotta. That's one that got to keep around.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Anything else?
Um,